as for me, what I think about President Ali, he is a very good president at this moment, right? From the time way older person than Mr. Ali. And that is why I would actually support him. I'll be there for him in the election process. I'll be there for him. I will support him. You know, I continue to support him because as for now, he's doing a wonderful job, and I'm quite satisfied in what he's doing for our country.
One of the things I admire him most about, he's accessible.
Oh, he is indeed a good man. Since I know myself, I haven't seen a president do what he is doing. He's doing an excellent job. And I know he gets support and have a lot more to do. And I know you stand for the word and you can do what you can do. So I endorse him. He's a good man.
Okay, pleasant good night to each and every one that are locked in on another segment of On Target. Well, my brothers and sisters, I know this is a late live, and I know I am due for this, and because of the timings, and more so, respectfully, you know, we must give way for our leaders, and more so, we know, just before this live, we had the Honorable Ashni Singh, the Minister of Finance, was giving a little updates, and I can say it's a pre-presentation of the National 2025 budget. So, guys, tomorrow will be a big day. You know, a lot of good things, a lot of good news is going to be out tomorrow. So, ensure that you're locked in tomorrow. Ensure that you are locked in because I know Guyana is up for big surprises tomorrow. And I know after that reading or after the reading of the national budget, I can guarantee you that every single person will be happy. And let me tell you something, this is not political gimmick, you know. Let me tell you all this. So all who talking up the nonsense about political gimmicks and all these nonsense, no. The government has a duty to fulfill its mandates and its manifesto's promises. And so far, in my opinion, 95% of that has already been completed. And the other 5% will be from this national 2025 budget. So y'all don't let it come around y'all funny and tell y'all things, you know, man. Don't let it try to trick y'all, you know, and y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the other side because, you know, we would have seen it for the past 5 years. The coalition or the APNU AFC coalition would, you know, in no form of no way they would portray any attitude of taking responsibility or accepting the truth or accepting the facts. It's all about, you know, it's all about hate. It's all about, you know, you can feel it in them. It's just negative vibes all the time, and everything in their opinion that the government does is nothing good. And anyhow, we understand because, you know, if you don't have a vision, if you are visionless, then you can never understand or you can never embrace development. So guys, let us be prepared for tomorrow's budget, and then we have to be prepared for a packed 2025. So with this being said, I want to take this opportunity to say a special good night to those who are locked in. We have Padma Balwan, we have Ishriel Manraj or Maharaj. Good night to you. We have Maureen Rosario, Keith Benjamin, and all those who are locked in. Please share the live as you locked in and invite somebody and let us go into discussion. Well, I run that little clip there just now because, you know, that is just a few of many people as you travel around the country. That's just a few of many people who are, you know, voicing their opinion, who are giving or who are sharing how they felt about our president, our president, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. And, you know, we are happy to hear this, right? And we will ensure that we do whatever it takes. And let me tell you, I want to say whatever it takes. It doesn't mean that we talking anything illegal or anything that is unlawful. We talking about getting out there. We talking about getting the message out there. We talking about going out there and place our X to the cup come 2025 regional and general elections. So good night to Narifa Bash all the way from New York. Thank you for tuning in. And we have Suraj Jagru. Good night to you, Suraj, as well. So guys, please share the live. Share the live. There's a couple of things I want to touch on quickly. I know it's late, and I must say thank you. I must say thank you. Um, I must say thank you guys for still sparing me that little time to be here tonight, so we can have a brief discussion on what is happening around. Omar Sheriff, you're late tonight, brother. I know you always be the first, but I know this one comes, off guard. You wasn't prepared. You thought I wasn't going to be here tonight. Sorry about that, man. Well, like I said, Omar, I had to give way for the Honorable Ashley Singh, the Minister of Finance, who was giving an update of what will transpire tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very, very exciting day. So, Omar, encourage your friends, your family, everyone to tune in tomorrow because it's going to be a big day for Guyanese. Right? It's Sean Wan, Debbie Dean. Good night to you, and thank you for tuning in. Lance Henry, big to you, my brother. All right, so the first thing I have Navin Mahadio. Good night to you, brother, and thank you for tuning in as well. So let me read. Let me just run this comment. So I'm seeing Mahendra is saying that I heard that the embassy is using visa to remove PPP supporters out of Guyana, knowing they will outstay their visa like what they did in 2015. That caused the PPP government to lose that election, and then the opposition sing a nice 2% oil deal with them brain dead of no FC leader. But bro, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Let me tell you guys something. Arjun, good night to you, sir, and thank you for tuning in. Let me tell you guys, I want y'all to understand this here, right? We can consider this as elections. The president, we haven't reached to the stage yet of where the president will dissolve the cabinet and we start preparing for election. It's a process. First, we have to have, more likely, the coalition is calling for a clean voters list. They always calling for a clean voters list, right? But I personally, in my opinion, I don't think anything is wrong with the voters list. It's the same voters list that put them into government in 2015. It's the same voters list that took them out in 2020. And the same voters list will remain there. You understand? You see, the reason that let me give you all an idea what's going on with some of these, with the coalition especially. They want to have a clean voters list. They want to have the list readjusted because they are persons who are not permanently living in New York. Some persons might be visiting. Some persons might be there on holiday. Some persons might be there on official business out of the country. So when you start the claims and objections and process, some of these persons who are eligible to vote that will return to Guyana to vote on the next general regional election in 2025, some of these persons' names will be taken off because remember when GCOM visit the home and they're not there, then automatically they will be taken off the list. And when they come home now, when the date of election is announced and when they come home, their names are not on the list, right? And I can tell you a lot of our people are traveling on a regular basis. They are doing businesses in various countries, and they're coming back home. So that is what the APNU want. The APNU want many of our voters or our supporters to be wiped off of the list. So when they come home, they can't vote because why? Their name is not on the list. So this is one of the tactics we have to understand. It's not that the PPPC doesn't want a new or a clean voters list, but I don't believe, in my personal opinion, I don't believe anything is wrong with the voters list. It is good how it is for me. So when You hear the Arby Norton and the others talking up. When you hear they talking up, must know they want to have the opportunity to rig elections again. They want to have the opportunity to remove plenty of our supporters who will come out to vote strong for the People's Progressive Party Civic. So don't let them mislead you out. So I want to run an article that I read today, right? And I think this come from Kaitour News. Well, here I don't follow Kaitour News, but some reason I read this, and I had to pay attention to it because I want to respond to this. So it have politics, and that is from um I don't even know the man name properly, the madman, the bald head man. So it said politics. VP Jagdeo said on Thursday that he has no apology to give if citizens associated with this party are cashing in on government benefits in the form of contracts and scholarship. He went on to said he was at the time responding to criticisms that only his party people are reaping the benefits from government. Right? Listen to this very carefully. Jagdeo denied the claims and said that Jagdeo denied the claims and said that any Guyanese, irrespective of their political affiliation, can benefit and has no apologies if his party people are taking advantage of the opportunities being offered. What is wrong with Jagdeo? People getting benefits from the government too, Jagdeo questions. He went on to say he was at the time Oh, Jagdeo denied claims and said that Guyanese, irrespective of their political affiliation, will benefit taking the advantage of opportunity. Okay. Oh, so that wasn't the ending part when it said, what is wrong with the PPP people getting benefit from the government? Jagdeo question. So let us be fair enough. I want to ask the same question. What is wrong with the PPP, with members or supporters of the PPP, if they are having access to benefit or benefiting from contracts? Let's be fair. These people have the audacity to raise up things like this and talk about this. And let me tell you, this is coming directly. Don't bother it coming from Kaitour. Kaitour is trying to be a mouthpiece for the coalition right there. Don't bother with he talking about or Glenn Lal talking about he running for president or whatever, right? He's a mouthpiece for the coalition right now, right? That's what he's doing, right? So let me tell you what's going on here. These people that opening their mouth here, they should be the last to talk about who benefiting through a government from their party. You understand? Under the coalition government, unlike the PPPC, under the coalition government, they ensure that people, once you have been branded, once you have been known as a PPP supporter or a member of the party, you're going to get no contract. You understand? You couldn't get no contract. It was only their people. It's only their supporters were the ones who were benefiting the big contracts, right? I wouldn't doubt there's a fact that a few persons who supported the PPP got some contracts, but nothing major to talk about, right? We can go down, we can call out names, man, but they like run to court to them things. But check the history, right? We had it where in many cases that, or for matter of fact, in one case right here in Linden, where you had a certain minister and her husband who was a big-time contractor building houses right in Linden. So what are we talking about? About PPP supporters gaining contract or benefiting contracts? So what happened? The PPP supporters are not Guyanese. You understand? They're not Guyanese. They're not supposed to benefit. It's only persons who are not supporters or members of the PPP are the ones that should benefit. Nonsense, man. Nonsense. So, I personally wouldn't get caught up in this crap that Glenn Lal and the Kaitour News, the mouthpiece for the PNC or the APNU, wanted to put out there, the narrative that they wanted to put out there. I support Bar Jagdeo. I support his statement today. Nothing is wrong with a supporter or a member of the PPP if they want a benefit contract. There's a process they have to go through, and once they meet the criteria to benefit to acquire a contract, then what is wrong with that? You understand? They ain't kill nobody. right? They are Guyanese and they are entitled equally to the benefits of any government of the day, whether it be PPP, whether it be PNC. Well, we know PNC, you can't say PNC because you don't know when again, at least not in this area here, the PNC will be going in back into office. So the nonsense and the narrative that they put in out there to say that the PPP is giving big contracts or giving contracts to its supporter, that is total crap, and we must debunk it. What happened? What happened, man? We's not Guyanese though. We are know for do contractor. We know for get little money too. Everybody got to live, you know. And let me tell you something. These people are so dumb. They are so stupid that everything they would pick on. Let us say now that the PPP decides that okay, you're a member of this party or you are a strong supporter or a supporter of this party, so we can't give you contract. You know what? You know what they do? Then job and say, oh, y'all watch out, y'all see y'all own party, y'all own government dogging y'all out, y'all come and vote up. No, we can give you our contracts. These are the things. You can't please these people. We have to understand we can't please these people. So let me measure down for them that talking up on the coalition side. Let me break it down for y'all. In December gone, right? Over 425 contracts was given out in Linden. You understand? And between November, December, and even January, we had over $7.6 billion. $7.6 billion in contracts was awarded to Linden. You understand? Linden Region 10. And let me tell you all this. If 15% of PPP supporters or member benefited a contract in 2024 in December or in November, that is enough. You understand? The majority of persons that benefited contracts in December and November were majority people who are downright supporters of the PNC. And the government didn't neglect anybody. The government didn't say, okay, we will deprive you, or the government didn't deprive anybody of having a contract because of their political affiliation. You understand? So when these people are going to come out here and try to air out their false news, we have to debunk them. This is total nonsense. This is the highest level of arrogance I've ever seen in the history of politics. And like I said, I support Barjagde what he said 100%. Not because because is he vice president or is he general secretary, so he got to talk like that. No. I'm entitled to a freedom of speech and a freedom of opinion, and also I have to share my view honestly, and that is what I'm doing. You understand? So don't I'm pleading with you, my brothers and sisters. Yeah, don't be misled by these people. You understand? All right. So I'm just reading this comment. So this person saying that's so true, my brother. I have a lot of family members that come home a week or two before elections just to vote. You see, yes, that's what I was talking about. Right? So people, y'all don't be misled by these people and their nonsense. So if y'all want to call in, the lines are open all the time, 611-0200. If y'all want to call in, call in and let us have a talk. I know it's late and people want to talk. You understand? People want to share their opinion. Let me run this little clip as well, just to give you an update what has been happening for the past couple of days.
Government's continued investments into critical infrastructure, like the Soos-Daigle-Linden Highway, will create vast opportunities. More housing areas and areas for agriculture will be opened. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali emphasized this position during an engagement with residents of Silver Hill and surrounding communities on Wednesday. The president disclosed that close to 2,000 lots will be developed in 3 identified areas along the highway.
so you can have access to all the facilities and have excellent service within those communities. We want to ensure that we build the conditions that will give your children a better future than you would have had.
The US $161 million upgrade to the Soos-Dike-Linden Highway will create opportunities in agriculture and food production, allowing farmers to tap into local markets. Following the engagement at Silver Hill, the president journeyed to Timeri. He vowed to address long-standing community issues.
So you would have heard that over 2,000 house lots. They didn't margin to say just 2,000 or precisely 2,000. Over 2,000 house lots will be allocated to persons, and y'all have to understand it's not only persons on the highway. Persons who would have applied. This morning I was contacted by, for matter of fact, this afternoon a caller. Somebody reached out to me. I don't know who it was, but I guess it's one of my father, and she was asking me about, apparently, she applied for her land many years ago, and then fortunately she was at one of the outreach. I think it was in Garden of Eden 2 days ago when the president visited, and immediately she got a house lot, right? But the thing is that she lives in the East Bank. The house lot is somewhere up the East Coast, if I can recall. She said, and she said it's a little tight for her because it's like she's been living there a very long time. Her foundation is there. Her children attend school. It's not far from her work and so on, right? And I understand. And she was hoping, she's asking, well, I don't take it wrong. What all she was saying, she said, man, look, I'm really happy now that I finally got a lot, but it's just that I'm hoping that if they could have given me somewhere in the East Bank and so on. So I said to her, nothing is impossible. She can go in and talk to the minister, the Honorable Susan Rodriguez, who's always open to the public, right? She can go in and talk with her, right? But what person need to understand, and we keep saying it to persons, right? It's not because you apply for a land and they call you in and so on, you will have a land immediately. Like the minister would have said on the program yesterday morning, right? She would have said that, look, uh, or the government is working hard on finding areas where they can develop and upgrade for house lots for all the persons who would have applied, right? So guys, we have to understand it's a process. It's not something that will happen immediately. It's a process and preparation. Unlike the APNU AFC, the government itself has to, even when they locate the land, it has to be the bush. It has to make preparation for infrastructure, to ensure you have proper road, drainage, water, electricity, internet, whatever, right? So when you get a land, you have a value added property, right? So the government is not going to do like what the Apno do, the Linden people here, when election time was near, they just identify it here and say, look, yeah, go over there and squat and take land. We can regularize it when we're ready. People running there, taking land here, there, and everywhere, right? And so, when the government, when the PVPC government would have taken over, it was a hard task for them to get the adjustment to pass roads and these things. So we want persons to understand that it's a process, so we need to trust the process. What we guarantee, and the minister would have said it yesterday, she said, I guarantee you will get a land, it's just the timings. And the timings is not that the government is not sure when and where, it's just that even when they locate, they have to make proper preparations for you so you can have a value added property as well. So let us just trust the process, guys. Let us not fight it. Let us not, talk on the government. Got some people, oh, what kind of government is this here? And they do this and they do the, so guys, don't let we fight the process, man. Don't let we fight the process. Let's us just hold in there. The government is going good so far, and I know they will deliver upon their promises. also, this is another highlight a bit I must highlight as it relates to the Amerindian communities.
Residents in Amerindian villages are enjoying easier transport in and out their villages. This results from an investment of over $369 million to procure land and water transport. The funds were made available by the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. Riverine villages received 43 boats and outboard engines. Other villages got 35 all-terrain vehicles and 19 minibuses. 9 lorries, 8 pickup trucks, and 1 canter were also procured.
This investment has had positive impact in the villages that have benefited. And whether you are in 1, 7, 8, or 9, the investment in land and water is always critical. And so our government continues to ensure that travel, safe travel, continues to be a priority.
You know, transportation has always been a great challenge in the hinterland and more so in Amerindian communities. And this was something that was long needed. This was something that was long needed. And, I'm happy to see that, the government through the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs is meeting out to the people, and, we will see, people now having access to transportation because I don't know if many of you would have, or any of you would have had the opportunity to visit those Armenian communities, and you will understand the challenges. Some parts might say, "Oh, yeah, giving them Armenian people motorbike, yeah, giving them ATV, vehicle, and boat, and we ain't getting this." Let me tell you, guys, I've traveled the length and breadth of Guyana, and I've went into many of these Armenian communities, right? And it's not easy for those people, especially if something happened in one village, and let us say the health centers in another village, because the government is working hard to ensure that every single village have all the necessary facilities that is needed. All is not fully equipped right now, but the government is working hard. I can guarantee you that majority has these facilities, so the government is working hard on it. In the meantime, they're assisting them with transportation, and those transportation would be utilized for health, would be utilized for education, and in other areas of development within these respective Armenian villages. So I must say kudos to the government, kudos to Minister Pauline Sukai for this wonderful initiative. For my Armenian brothers and sisters, I'm so happy for this, right? And this is what we call a government that is working for the people. This is what we call a government that has the people at heart. So once more, thank you again, Honorable Pauline Sukai, for the tremendous job you're doing so far. And this is the government that we need. So that's it on that part. So I have one more clip to run before I close. And I know I will bounce off a bit from the politics, but I want to show this very disturbing video that was sent to me, and I really don't like it. But I would like to have your opinion on it as well. If you need to call in, you can call in, and let us just have a little chat on this, right? So let us take a look at this. Well, that video was sent to me this morning, and it's kind of disturbing. And this is something that's been happening in schools a very long time. And I guess this is one of the reasons why teachers are banning children from using cell phones in school. For a matter of fact, they're telling the children don't video anything and so on. But I don't support that. I don't support that. I my sons personally have their cell phones, and no teacher is not going to take their phone from them. I'm not saying that they are above the law and they have to go or they will go against the rules. I caution my children very well about the use of their cell phones, right? They cannot be or should not be disrespectful to the teachers or anything, but be respectful and follow the rules and the regulations. But in the event that these things happen, you must have the evidence, and this is what some of the schools are trying to hide, because I can tell there's a lot of activities happening in those schools and we don't know, right? They try to sort it out among themselves, but it's not good, because when you try to sort it out among yourself, these children still have, they have it in their mind. They remember what that person said to them or did to them, and then they wait for the right time and they strike again. We have to deal with the issue. Now, looking at that with that little child who was being assaulted by her classmate, literally slapping her in the face, I really don't know if I'm caught up in a situation like that, what I would do as a father, and especially my wife as well. We don't know what we do, but I know personally nobody is not going to hit on my child like that, or any of my children. Nobody will do that, because trust me, that wouldn't go down a nice road, right? That wouldn't go down a nice road at all. Look how she's slapping up the girl, right? Look how she hitting the girl in her face, right? And then the thing of it, you have the other classmate who was spunking her to do it, right? So I'm urging parents, you need to talk to your children at home. Talk to them about bullying other children. I'm hoping, I talk to my sons them every day. I talk to all my children, for matter of fact. You know, I would tell them, look, don't bully nobody. Children, if it comes to a point where you have to represent yourself, that's a different story. But I don't want you going after anybody, child or children, or taking anything from them, bullying them, you know, rough handling them. No, no, no. That's a no. Right? If it comes to a point, and I say it publicly, that where you have to defend yourself, then defend yourself. Right? More so, I would let them know, if you have an issue with a child or children, you go and report it to your class teacher. If you're not getting satisfaction, go to the head teacher and make the report as well. If you don't get a satisfaction for the teacher, let me know as the parent as well, so I will know how to deal with it. Right? Right. So was it, Kevin? And 34 minutes, and you can get a comment other than mine's and yours. If you God don't, well, God damn it, where are they? Anyway, all right, guys. So this is a very, very short live, a brief live, and I know I do for this. My programs will be on every day, whether it's from 9 to 10 in the mornings, whether from 8 to 9 in the night. Right, it's based on my time and availability. So, with this being said, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with me tonight. I know I had to be here. Tomorrow will be a special day, like I said. Vicky, good night to you, brother. You're late, but anyway, please look back at the live, Vicky. Thank you for tuning in. Right. So, tomorrow, like I said, please ensure that you tune in tomorrow for the budget presentation by the Honorable Ashni Singh. Like I said, tomorrow will be a big day. I will be back right here in my seat, and I will be enjoying it. Poor Shram Kishore said, two jackass and a Freddy Kitsun program last night talking nonsense. Let me tell you something. People, you have to. I mean, everybody has their program, and they have to know what they want to do, right? But Freddie Kisoon program apparently is open to anybody, or so on. For me personally, I filter whoever will be on my program, right? Because nobody's not going to come here on my platform to talk a set of nonsense and berate the government and disrespect people and all these things. I ensure that I caution people before they come here. For the matter of fact, there are many persons who wants to be in my program, but I don't bring anybody in my program. My program is a clean program. Like I said, it's open to anybody. You can call in, you respectfully, you can share your views and opinion. That is up to you. You're a Guyanese, you're entitled to that. But once you're gonna get out the line, get out the hand, disrespecting people, disrespecting the government, then I will cut you off. You cannot be on my program for that. Right? So guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It was an honor being here with you. I know it's late. I know many of you are already in your bed. Some of you on their sheet, sneaking out your phone, listening. Y'all turn on the phone so why people in here crash you sleeping, right? But anyway, thank you so much for being here with me tonight, guys. And again, ensure that you tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow will be a big day. So this is my time for tonight. And thank you. Thank you so much.
We are a peaceful people. Struggle is with struggle. and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Make no mistake, 'cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.